The other weekend, Saturday Night Live marked a major milestone as the show embarked on its 50th season. Some have said that it has been on the air that long, but hasn't been funny in decades. I think that is a little harsh. The anniversary episode had a very funny and timely skit with Maya Rudolph as Kamala Harris, Dana Carvey as Joe Biden, and Jim Gaffigan as Tim Walz. If you are watching this video after the 2024 election and are asking who the heck is Tim Walz, I am telling my audience, this is Tim Walz. This anniversary episode made me wonder what other shows have been on the air a ridiculous amount of time. So today we're diving into a world where shows run for decades, not seasons. That's right, we're talking about the longest running television shows in history. Hello friends, this is Nobee, and these are the shows that have been around so long, they remember when the remote control was your little brother. So grab some popcorn, sit back, and let's take a trip down TV memory lane. Meet the Press, 1947. Kicking things off, we have the political heavyweight Meet the Press, which debuted in 1947. This show has been on the air longer than some of our grandparents. In fact, it's the longest running television show of all time and has seen enough political scandals, debates, and press conferences to last 1,000 lifetimes. It all started with the show's first moderator, Martha Roundtree, who was not only a pioneer in journalism, but also the first and only female moderator in the show's history. And of course, we can't forget about Tim Russert, one of the most iconic hosts. He was famous for holding politicians' feet to the fire. No political spin was safe when Russert was around. These days, it's Chuck Todd steering the ship. He keeps the tradition going by making sure no Sunday morning is free from tough questions and political confusion. Thanks for that, Chuck. Today, 1952. Next up, we've got Today. First airing in 1952, this morning show has been waking people up for over 70 years. The first ever host was Dave Garroway, a man with a famously calm and soothing voice. Seriously, Garroway could have read the phone book and you'd have felt like everything in the world was just fine. Fun fact, Garroway had a co-host, a chimpanzee named J. Fred Muggs. Yes, Today once relied on a chimp for ratings, and it worked. But eventually, the humans took over, and legendary anchors like Jane Pauley, Bryant Gumbel, Katie Couric, and Al Roker made sure the show kept its place in morning TV history. And let's be real, can you even think of Today without hearing Al Roker say, "And here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. It's the morning tradition we didn't know we needed." The Tonight Show, 1954. When the sun sets, the fun begins with The Tonight Show, premiering in 1954. Over the years, it's had some legendary hosts, but none more iconic than the king of late night himself, Johnny Carson. Carson ruled late night TV for 30 years with his quick wit, unforgettable characters, and that cool Midwestern charm. He made us laugh, he made us cry, and he even made us question how many one-liners about Richard Nixon we could handle in one sitting. After Carson came Jay Leno, who took us through 2 decades of celebrity interviews and stand-up. Then there was Conan O'Brien, brief but legendary. And now Jimmy Fallon is the face of The Tonight Show, bringing his musical talents, hilarious games, and celebrity impressions to keep the late-night tradition alive. Now let's answer the question, or is it question the answer? What is a game show that's been quizzing us since 1964? Jeopardy, of course. Created by Merv Griffin, this trivia juggernaut is known for its quirky answer question format. And no one can mention Jeopardy without thinking of Alex Trebek, the quizmaster with a mustache so perfect it had its own fan base. Trebek was the face of Jeopardy for 36 years with his dry humor and endless intellect. He was like your favorite teacher and your toughest quiz bowl rival, all rolled into one. By the way, Trebek and his mustache say you should like this video and subscribe to the channel. "60 Minutes, 1968. For those of you who love journalism with a dash of intensity, there's 60 Minutes. Since 1968, this show has been investigating, exposing, and ticking its way into living rooms across America. That stopwatch is iconic. It's like a countdown to someone getting busted. Mike Wallace, one of the original hosts, was famous for his tough, no-nonsense interviews. If you saw Wallace walking into your office with a camera crew, you knew it was time to sweat. Over the years, correspondents like Leslie Stahl and Scott Pelley have kept the show sharp, delivering stories that make us think, and sometimes make us squirm. Sesame Street, 1969. Next, we've got a show that taught generations how to count, read and love fuzzy puppets, Sesame Street. First airing in 1969, this show isn't just for kids. It's for anyone who wants to know how to get to Sesame Street. Big Bird, Oscar the Grouch, and Elmo, icons known near and far. Near and far. From the beloved Mr. Hooper's store to the introduction of new friends like Abby Cadabby, this show has been at the forefront of teaching kindness, diversity, and the importance of sharing your cookies, especially if the cookie monster is around. Did you know that Sesame Street has won over 200 Emmy Awards? Elmo's not just cute, he's award-winning cute. Monday Night Football, 1970. Finally, we've got Monday Night Football, which has been a staple of American TV since 1970. It's the perfect way to cap off the weekend or start a new one very early. From Howard Cosell's legendary voice to Al Michaels' iconic calls, this show has seen it all. Cosell's commentary was so legendary, people would tune in just to hear him, whether they cared about football or not. And the games? Some of the most thrilling moments in NFL history happened under those Monday night lights. So next time you're settling in for some Monday night action, just remember, Monday Night Football has been making Mondays less painful for over 50 years. And there you have it, folks. Some of the longest running TV shows in history. From politics to puppets, football to trivia, these shows have stood the test of time. So, if you ever feel like your favorite series was canceled too soon, just remember, some of these classics have been around longer than your mom. Curious what are considered the best American dishes? Well, CNN's food section recently compiled a list. If you want to know more on that and what I think about it, check out the other video I just posted. See you next time, friends.